Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting this video off outside because I am about to do a little bit of work outside at our house. I have wanted to paint our front door, back door, and garage for a little while, and today the weather is really nice, so I am getting around to starting that. Hopefully I can get it finished today, but that is a big task considering it is now already almost 2 p.m. so we're probably not finishing it today. But we're gonna try. We're gonna see how far we can get. But I wanted to record a vlog and start a vlog because I am very much in a book slump and I'm going to be trying to get myself out of that. And today, while I am starting my painting, I am going to be listening to an audiobook because that is one of the first little tips that helps me get out of a reading slump. So I'm gonna be starting an audiobook. If I'm being honest, I have not picked out an audiobook yet, but I'm gonna see what I can get. I think that I have my Spotify hours already renewed for the month, so I might start something on there. Okay, yes, I did just look. I do have my Spotify hours back already, and I am going to be starting If It Makes You Happy. And this book is seasonal. It is a fall book. It also is kind of a early 2000s, maybe late 90s rom-com story, and that sounds fun. I also think a romance typically pulls me out of a slump a lot quicker than trying to jump into a fantasy. And what I think put me into this slump is I read Manacled, and then I read One Dark Window, and then I read Two Twisted Crowns, and that was just so much fantasy back to back to back. So I'm going to go into this romance and see if that will help me get out of this reading slump. And I'm also going to get a little bit of painting done while we're at it. So let's go ahead and start the vlog here, and yeah, let's get painting. This book is taking place in 1997, which is the year I was born, so that's cool. Everybody, it is the next day and we did get quite a bit of painting done yesterday. I did finish the back door I was working on, and then my husband got the first really good coat of paint going on the garage door. So today we're going to try to knock out the front door and the second coating on the garage, so then we'll be done. But I did get to listen to my audiobook yesterday, and you guys, that book is so cute. It's so fun. So it takes place in 1997, which again is the year I was born, and it's so I just cute and very rom-com-y, like early 2000s, late 90s rom-com vibes, which I'm loving. Definitely feels like I am listening to someone reading off like a story from Gilmore Girls or something. Like, it's that kind of vibe, and I love it. I'm not somebody who really gets messed up and turned off by like the talk about social media in books, unless it is overused or if there's a lot of like, what's the terminology, I guess, if like you are using slang that's like common, like Gen Z current time slang. I can't stand that if that's in a book. But of course we don't have that issue in this book because it takes place in the 90s. So they're talking about their pager going off, or how they're using email as a main form of communication. And I know that is not something that we do currently in the year of 2025, but it kind of just makes the story a little bit more endearing, I think. I don't know, it's cute. But if you are somebody who does not like reading about social media or anything like TikTok or Instagram in your books, then I think that this book would really appeal to you. I know it bothers a couple of my friends, so pick this book up if you have not, if you want to try to avoid those kind of things happening in the story. At least I'm assuming we're not going to hit anything like that. I'm guessing we're not going to like come across MySpace or something, but I could be wrong. But I do have more painting to do today, so I'm going to be listening to more of the audiobook. Listening to an audiobook is kind of my first step in trying to get out of a reading slump, because it gets me back interested in a story, gets me wanting to actually spend time listening to something or listening to a story while I'm still able to do other things. So painting these doors. I also have to finish my pumpkin that I am painting for a pumpkin painting competition. I think I mentioned it in my last video, and I am almost done with it. I've got maybe another hour or so that I need to work on it to finish it, and I need to get that taken to the library sometime this week. So I need to get that finished. But yeah, I'm gonna have breakfast. We're going to get painting, and I'll start listening to more of my audiobook. I think I'm on chapter 12 or chapter 13. And again, I'm really enjoying it so far. I just finished listening to If It Makes You Happy. That was so cute. It was like perfect early 2000s, late 90s rom-com vibes, like absolutely perfect. It was definitely a great story to get me out of my reading slump. And I also just finished my pumpkin. This is my pumpkin for the painting competition at the library, or the pumpkin painting competition at the library. I decided to do bookshelves, and I didn't intentionally do it, but I ended up just doing books that I have read. So it might be a little hard to tell, but I did write the titles of a lot of these books on here. Or I guess I should say I wrote every book's title on here. Some of them look really good, other ones don't look as good, but they still look extremely cute. And then I did put a cute little sleeping cat down here, as well as a little trunk, a stool, some plants, and then I even painted a little pumpkin on my pumpkin. The competition for the pumpkin painting is actually starting this week, so when I take my daughter up to the library this week, I will go ahead and get this put in and submitted, and that way we can see how I do in the competition. This took me forever. It took me like a week to do this, so I'm very proud of this pumpkin. It took me forever, but now I'm going to probably start getting ready for bed. It's only 8:15, but I think I have some editing I can get done tonight since I am already done with this pumpkin. And then maybe I should go ahead and pick out what I'm gonna read next, because I do kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna read that should continue to help me get out of this reading slump. The other day I was telling some of my friends about the fact that I have been in such a major book slump, and my friend Brittany gave me a really good idea, and that was to read a novella or a few novellas, just because they should be quick, and then I can start getting back into reading if I'm still having difficulty. So typically what I would do right now is pick up maybe my Kindle and try to read on my Kindle, because I tend to have an easier time reading on my Kindle than I do with a physical book. I'm not really sure why that is, but I don't think this novella is on Kindle right now, and I do need to knock this off my TBR. This is the newest novella from the Powerless series. This is by Lauren Roberts, and this is, I think, kind of coming after the last book, or I'm assuming maybe taking place at the same time as the last book. She did another novella after the first book, and I think I've said it in one video, I really hate how this book is a full-size book, and then the powerful novella is a mini. So I hate this size difference. I wish they would have just stuck with the full sizes the entire time, because I don't want to buy a second copy of this just to have the full size, since they decided to come out with the full size later. Also, this one is the only book that they made in white. I know my copy is black, but that's only because I did the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I bought that because I wanted them to match. And I don't know why they made this one white and tiny, and I don't know why they made this one full size. But regardless of all of that, I'm going to try to read this one. This is, again, Fearful from the Powerless series, and we're going to be following someone named Mara, but I don't know who that is. And we are going to also be reading about Kit, but I don't know who Mara is. And if how I felt towards Lauren Roberts' writing in the past says anything about how I'm going to feel about this one, I should be getting through this pretty quickly because I loved this series. There were some things I didn't love towards the end of the series, but overall, I really enjoyed this series. So we're gonna go into this one next. So it's actually been a couple days. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's actually been a couple days and I'm still reading Fearless. I started it yesterday and only got to chapter 4, so I'm like 30 pages in right now. I think I'm gonna use another one of my little tricks that I use to help me when I'm feeling a little slumped out and reading, and that's that I'm going to listen to some of the audiobook while I'm reading this, because I do still have a couple hours left on Spotify, so I'm gonna use those and try to help myself really get into this, because again, it's not very big. I feel like I'm in a crisis. Is this a book slump or is it a life slump? Like, what's happening right now? It is 7:47. I don't want to have dinner. I don't want to cook dinner. I mean, I have this ready, but this is like just meat. I have to like get the rest of the stuff together. I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. I also have barely read any of Fearful, and I have no interest in actually reading it. I've used all of my audiobook hours on Spotify to like start the book, and I think I'm on like chapter 7-ish, and I don't want to keep reading. Like I feel like I don't care, and I don't know if that's the book, I don't know if that's me. It's feeling like it's me, because like I said, I also don't want to cook. I don't want to do anything. I'm gonna cook anyways because this is gonna be dinner for my husband as well. My daughter's already in bed. Tonight, me and my husband are going to paint Halloween pumpkins. We have done this every year since we started dating, and we helped our daughter paint her pumpkin earlier today. So now we're gonna paint her, or ours, now that she's in bed, and what is going on with me right now? I did look on Libby to see if there were any audiobooks I could grab for things that seemed interesting. And I did go ahead and borrow the audiobook for Shield of Sparrows. I've already read this book, but I want to read it again, listen to it again. It was so good the first time that I read it, and I just think that maybe rereading something could help me with this slump, especially something that I know I already really love, but it is a fantasy, so like, will that slump me out more? Reading Manacled is what did this to me. It's been like a month. It's been like a month since I finished Manacled, and I am struggling this much still to read a book. I don't know if I have physically finished a book. I think I've only done audiobooks since finishing Manacled, and I think it's been 3 books. Yeah. I'm having a rough time right now. I don't know if I'm actually going to get out of this slump in this video. This was supposed to fix the problem. So last night I did start listening to the audiobook for Shield of Sparrows, and I am finding myself wanting to keep going through with the reread of this. I'm going to try to do some of the physical book reading as well, but because I'm also kind of trying to get my husband to read this book as well, I kind of want to do a reread anyways. That way the story is fresh in my mind, and that way when he reads it or he listens to it, we can talk about it a little bit more. I did not tell him that this is the first book in a series and that it literally just came out this year, so we don't know when we're going to get the next book. But I still want to reread it anyways, and because I know the book. I know the story. I just need like a little refresher. It's easy for me to follow along with and get me back into it. And I love this. I think I gave it 5 stars, if not 6 stars. Like, I really, really loved this book. So I think I'm just gonna keep doing this reread. This book slump is killing me. It is driving me insane. Like, I'm so frustrated, especially with how many books I just bought in the past month. September was such a month for book buying and for readers. I bought like so many books, and I have read, I think, none of them. And now I'm doing a reread. So yeah, it's a struggle. We may not get out of this slump completely in this vlog, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm going to do a reread, because again, that's another one of my reading slump, book slump hacks and tricks, but maybe it will help me. Maybe it will help me this time. I do think I'm going to do a kind of soft DNF on Fearful, because I am just not in it right now. I don't know what that is about. Like, this book is also kind of different than the rest of the series in a way. Death is a character in this, and we are reading about things happening from Death's perspective, which is very interesting. I will give you that. But I'm finding myself, after having read Fearless, not looking for anything else. Like, I don't feel like I need this book, but I am getting this book and I'm kind of just like meh about it. And again, I don't know if that's because of my reading slump mood or if that is because of the book, but I'm gonna put it away for now. I'm gonna leave my bookmark in it, and maybe I'll come back to it at another time, or maybe I'll just finish the audiobook when I have the hours. I did also request the audiobook on Libby, so we'll see when I get that. But for now, it's going back on the shelf. What if I just called it? What if I just called it? I called it what it is. It is a really, really bad reading slump. Like, nothing is sticking. So I've been reading, what is the book called? I've been reading Shield of Sparrows, and I'm in it. I am enjoying it, but I'm not reading it to the degree that, like, I want to be reading it every second of every day like I have been in the past with so many books. I know I'm enjoying it and I'm having a good time, which is good. So maybe we're making some progress, but I don't know if I'm making progress fast enough to try to put it in this vlog. So the question is, do I scrap this vlog, or do I just say, hey, I'm still in a slump, I don't know when I'm gonna get over it? Because I feel like calling it a reading slump that I can't get out of right now just might be the thing I need to do. I mean, I've tried most, if not all, of the tips and tricks that I have. I listened to an audiobook. Okay, first of all, that book was really good. If It Makes You Happy, I gave it 4.25 stars. And honestly, it might have been like 4.5. Like, I had basically no complaints. It just wasn't giving me 5-star feels, but I was getting really high feelings about that one. Like, that one was really good. Let's see, we did the audiobook. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't try to read something on my Kindle. That might be what I need to do after this, is read something on my Kindle. So maybe if I read something on my Kindle, that will help. But we did the audiobook. We tried to do a novella. That was a flop for me. It also was in a world that I was familiar with. Typically that really helps me, like, get invested in a story. Not this time. Not happening today. I also, at that same time when I was reading Fearless, I listened to some of the audiobook while I was reading. That is something that I do if I'm having a hard time focusing. Sometimes I do have ADHD. Sometimes the ADHD does get in the way of, my desire to read. I may want to read, but I can't make myself do it because I can't pay attention. I sit down to read and there's 15 different things I need to be doing instead. So sometimes that helps me focus. This time it did not. So now I'm just gonna go back to doing audiobook, and I'm doing a reread. So that's like my 5 tips, right? Like, I've tried everything and nothing is sticking. So I'm going to continue reading Shield of Sparrows and listening to the audiobook to help me out if I feel like I need it. The world is so good. Like this book, the magic, like the like monsters and stuff, so good. And the like, I mean, I guess it's magic. Like the little bit of all that's mixed in there is so good. The tension, the questions, it's good. It's really, really good. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that. I just said that like 15 times. But I'm gonna keep reading Shield of Sparrows. Maybe by the time I finish that one, I can move on to something else and actually get over this if I'm lucky. I'm so sorry that I'm still in this reading slump. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips, tricks, hacks that I can do. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Again, let me know in the comments if you have any other tips and tricks that might pull me out of this slump. If you have book recommendations, something that's gonna hook me and get me out of this, let me know. Especially if I already have it on my shelf, because I need to get through my TBR. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.